Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Geopolitical Simulator 4 Power and Revolution with North Korea. Let's go ahead and unpause. Last time we left off, I accidentally passed... Ooh, that was a... Okay. So that failed. He didn't kill the Prime Minister or whatever, the President of India or whoever he is. Prime Minister, no issue. It was India, right? Okay, go ahead and dismantle. But at least they can't track him back to us, and that's all that matters. So I'm perfectly okay with this. So yeah, last time we left off, I had accidentally passed legislation that was going to free up the media. Totally was a mistake. Gets voted on at 11:15. Could possibly completely terminate our leadership in 2 days if the people really despise it, or if Parliament decides that we need a good old-fashioned coup to overthrow me because I am a filthy dictator for trying to give the people a little bit more freedoms. No, looks like... The decree takes effect as of today. All right. Well, it seems like people are happy about it. What's my mother doing? What's she doing? She's not making the paper, I'll tell you that. So whatever it is must not be that important.
It's true that the blow cannot really be described as fatal.
Are they still not taken care of? Almost. God, they're close. Alright, so that passed.
I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks, oldest person in the country. So if that passed, how does that look for human rights for us? Human rights going up, purchasing power still going down, employment, but other things going up. Environment's doing good, health's going up, education's going up. This is good. All right, let's go ahead and spend a little bit of money on culture. Culture's pretty easy.
Our governmental cell informs me that...
Okay, we've got a potential in Taiwan, potential person to approach. Let's increase heritage and museums, put some money in theater, circus, dance. This stuff's cheap, so it's good to start maxing some of this out a little bit. Family films, art, animation films, all sorts of music. See, it's real cheap. World music, literature, comics, photography, video games. Obviously, max out video games. All right, let's just confirm that, and then we can increase it in the future because it's really cheap. But that should help a little bit. Okay, we got somebody in the Philippines. Liberties, huh? Criticism of the state. Forbidden. Criticism of religions. Freedom of expression. Interesting. Violence. Forbidden. What about censorship for minors? Ah. Okay. Cancel. Controlled and censored. Censorship for minors. Okay. So that's culture, education.
One of my...
So education was something we wanted to keep increasing as well. So let's increase education even more. And then salaries for teachers. Depends on whether or not inflation has gone up. I should probably increase some of that as well. Education, family. How's the budget now? 1.72, so it's growing. How's inflation? Did we fix that? Huh. So we what, slowed it down? No. Speeding up. We'd have to increase the key interest rate more. Go with a nice flat 8%. Going to hurt unemployment a bit. Mr. President, it would seem that you have the means to conduct a persuasive and effective foreign policy. All right.
It's true that the blow cannot...
And how are we looking now? This group should be almost all but dismantled. We're getting there. All right. All right. We'll give teachers a raise and increase their schooling. That's very expensive. So we'll just raise almost everything 1 star. Actually, agricultural training should be a focus. So maybe not focus on these as much. That's higher education. Just working on secondary teaching. Get agricultural training up there. We only got 2 universities. Set duration of school vacation. Set maximum school age. Establish the freedom of teachers. Indoctrination. Number of days. Okay, 103. Number of scientific discoveries, 15. Salary, okay. Could increase research. I probably should do that. Okay, perfect. We're starting to actually move up on the ranking, in the world ranking. 4.6. Purchasing power still. Employment's going back. Human rights, national wealth. Health and everything good. Oh boy, what's going on? The year's over, so we got a bunch of stuff. Okay, accept that. 656 million cash surplus, paying our debt off. Unhealthy housing conditions in North Korea. 2,603 houses, which from now on will be declassified as unhealthy, and it also evaluates our instance of illness per capita rated at 1.38%. It's an excellent figure. Our housing policy is a model for many countries, all right?
Here are the GDP and growth figures for the last year. As you know, these are the most important economic indicators and the most revealing of the health of our economy. This is an average result. We must remain cautious and measure the consequences of our economic stability over the long term.
Okay. Those are modest numbers. 20.43% growth in 1 year with a GDP of 35 billion in a country like North Korea is modest? I don't know. The budget excess in billions is up to 8? Holy crap. We have $8 billion budget excess? Structural surplus and percentage of the GDP, 23.2% surplus as percentage of the GDP. Holy crap, we have a massive budget that we just freed up. Yikes, inflation probably in the toilet. It's still going up no matter how high I raise the key interest rate. We're going to go with another raise to 10%. We got to slow the economy down, guys. It's getting too big.
Good morning.
All right, what'd you bring me? We could probably buy some food, actually. We got $8 billion. Volume purchase, national consumption, production, consumption, production. You want to buy fuel from me. I'm not even producing enough to meet my own demand. Get out of here. Get out of my country.
It's true that the...
All right, how are we doing? So close. A gang of men, North Korea Democratic Forces members, saying that they would punish the despots and the sheep that follow them, intimidate tourists in a historic neighborhood. After distributing political leaflets, they force them to read them and hurl insults against you. Huh. Mr. President, our numbers for the past year are ready, and I can now give you the new figures relating to state debt. Therefore, our total public debt, that is to say the engagements of the state in terms of loans, rises to $9.62 billion. The debt service or annual debt reimbursement level will rise by the new year to $198 million. Finally, the most significant figure, our budgetary surplus has risen to 5.7% of the GDP. So we've increased our budget, which we would, because I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month. This is an average figure. It reflects an economy with moderate dynamism. We could do better.
What do you mean? You're, in contrast, really, you're predicting a 1.33% annual growth in 2019, when in 2018, we had a 21.30%. So, employment's gone up. Unemployment, I mean, has gone up by 1%, which is whatever. When you mess with the key interest rate, that's what you're going to get. Going back up to 4 point something percent. I'm going to leave that as is. Because inflation, man, we got to balance that. Can't have 20% inflation. We're going to look like Venezuela soon. But I want to get that purchasing power under control. 21. Doesn't seem like it's slowing down at all. All right. Let's keep advancing forward. Transportation. I can start dumping some money into transportation. All right. Actually, you know what I want to put it in? I know exactly what I want to put it in. High-speed fiber optic. 5% of the country. 730 million. Confirm. It begins. The worksite is open. Digital up. Public finances down. I know people aren't happy. There's nothing I can do about it. 145 still a lot better than 150, which is where we were at. Purchasing power and employment going down. National wealth. Human rights, something we gotta still deal with. This is all going up though. Human rights. What else can we do to help that? So, sports. That's something that we haven't invested in a lot. Scout movements. Dramatic increase in extreme poverty.
Purses remain desperately empty. Lodging and food use almost all of the household income.
That's because of inflation. What if I max all this out? What's that cost me? Nothing. We've got a lot of athletics too. All right. All right, we're going to increase the salary of some of these people. You know what?
Our network has been partially disbanded. The agents were captured or killed during the operation.
Ooh, yikes. We lost 2 agents in South Korea. Alright, ICTs, internet improvement, which we're working on. I want a 4G tablet. Yeah, we don't have any 4G.
One of my men
Except that. Whatever.
Our sportsmen are ready. But if I may...
Sure. Okay.
A week from the beginning of the competition...
Okay, so now we've got, like, stuff going on with football and stuff like that, which is good. Health's gonna go up, employment, environment. Okay, I want to focus on education. and that purchasing power. Can I increase minimum wage? Establish a minimum wage. We don't even have a minimum wage. It costs us a lot. But we can go rate for $7. What's people's opinion on a minimum wage? People love it. Parliament's against it. What if I do like a nice, like $5 and we start there? Parliament feel better about that. They're not going to like it no matter what. We're just going to throw it out there. They'll have to follow in line with us for now.
Our scientific cell infiltrated an important research center.
All right, cool. So we got some industrial secrets from China.
Cannot really be described as.
All right.
Undeniably, you have.
Yeah, family values. So the Democratic force is not going down without a fight.
Our network has been partially disbanded.
And we just lost a bunch of...
You were elected thanks to your speeches, but only action will keep you in power. This country awaits your initiative.
Listen, we're not going to war with South Korea. Calm down, General. We ain't ready for that kind of crap yet. Hey, inflation's turning around. Oh, God bless. God bless the key interest rate. God bless it. See our budget drop as well here. Budget excess in 7.89 still. Surplus percentage, 22% of the GDP. How much debt do we owe now? We should pay a lot of these off in the next quarter when it comes up. Should pay a lot of that off. Well, you figure $8 billion. You'll pay almost all of it off. If it stays the same. And I'm hoping the minimum wage is going to help us once that goes through. I'm actually hoping that minimum wage will give us purchasing power. I have no idea if that's actually going to affect the purchasing power. Establish allowance paid to job seekers. Establish duration of allowances for job seekers. Duration of the average work week. 40 is fine. And I'm not giving any of that crap.
The decree takes.
Okay. Despite the slight improvement, 30% of our fellow countrymen still live in poverty. This is more than enough. All right. And the industrial espionage aborted in the United States because, yeah, obviously we're not going to be able to deal with that. So they're just going to keep trying to reestablish it till eventually we get it. Even with the massive amount of money we're throwing at the Secret Service, they're still not able to break into the United States, which is pretty typical. There's nothing else I could do here. Let's check on these guys and see how they're holding up. Let's offer them a little bit more financial aid now that we've got more. So that's as much as we can.
The sum is a miserable amount, but it is the intention that counts.
All right, well, it's the max amount I can give. So you'll have to do. Hopefully they're causing problems in South Korea. I haven't seen any of those bombs be used yet. We'll see it if it happens. Boy, South Korea is booming compared to us. Lots of trains and highways. We need some trains. And maybe some highways. I kind of want to wait for the debt to tick over before I start spending that kind of money. Because as soon as I start doing that, the budget's going to drop. Lost agents in India. Inflation is still dropping. We're going to keep it that way, hopefully. So now what's unemployment looking like? Okay, it's going back down too. Good.
Our fellow countrymen's purchasing power has been increasing lately, but they're living...
Okay, so we're getting purchasing power going up because of the minimum wage. $141. Environment's good. Education's still trying to get that climb. Employment. Human rights, national wealth, and health. I can't believe national wealth's down. health, too. Health is odd. Health is a fickle beast. Health eats up a lot of profit if you're not careful. We've dropped it all into that. The only things we could have is reimbursement for prescriptions, and it is pricey. Oh, could it increase salary of people in health? That'd probably help. Sporting defeat. Ugh. What's the retirement age? 62 for both. What? They set fire to the house. Well, we almost got them dismantled. Ooh, consumption of marijuana. Huh. It's all about the happiness right now.
One of my men succeeded.
There we go. We can take those guys down. Hopefully this will be the time we do it. All right, let's keep breaking these. Ooh, we added a bunch more houses to this. All right, let's go ahead and go for 300 of these. Actually, let's do 500. We can foot the 33 million. 10 manpower per building will help unemployment anyways. President of Syria wants to meet with us. That can't be good. All right, so housing, yeah, we'll keep working on that. We could try to get the ahead of the dilapidated housing if we can. We don't need to worry about housing construction. I think we're good there. Regulate rent increases. Rent is capped. Yeah, we got to keep it that way if we're going to keep people. Let's see. Allowances can be granted. Let's see. Budget economy. Budget cost. So we could help people with their living conditions. That would help purchasing power. So let's do that. State aid, reduced income tax, reduced rate loans, no aid. No. There we go.
It's true that the
We'll check on that in a second. We keep losing agents overseas.
I didn't come empty-handed. In fact,
all right, what do you got, Syria? Railway construction, interesting. Okay. You want to buy the only two I've got. You want to buy one of the two I've got? No. Especially because I think I'm going to start doing some railways here in a second. I think I want to do some high-speed rails. I'm just waiting for the budget to check over so we can pay off most of our debt. Is what I'm waiting for. Okay, inflation's starting to cap out a little bit. We might have to increase the key interest rate a little bit. And then once we get the inflation dealt with, we're going to probably go for another company tax turnover. We'll raise that by a percentage and drop. If we drop some of these taxes here, then businesses will grow in general. Regardless of the key interest rate, we can kind of offset it a little bit. So there's kind of some left and right movement there. Population growth is down. All right, birth rate is down, as it would be. Life expectancy is up because of health. Immigration rate out of the country is down. That's good. And then there's our gross national happiness, which is up. We could probably do better with education. I just don't know what they want.
our network.
I can't believe we keep losing agents in these places. It's the freedom of teachers is what they want. Even no matter how much we throw at the budget and the higher education, that's what they want. Ultimately, they want freedom for the teachers in school, which I'm hesitant to give up. I'm appear to be locked in this menu. Oh boy. All right, well, now's a good place to end it anyways, since we are out of time. Either way, still looking pretty good. I mean, we are starting to rank. We were like at the bottom for gross national happiness, so that's actually going up. That budget of $8 billion, we'll see that tick over here in the next episode. Hopefully pay off most of our debt to other countries. I want to finish paying all the debt off before I start spending the $8 billion on various things. I think I want to build some high-speed trains between our cities to increase growth and stuff like that. So we'll probably focus on that, and then I want to keep balancing taxes as well. Get that company turnover up so we can keep collecting some money there, but start giving it back to businesses and the population in terms of lowering things like Social Security payouts. That should increase purchasing power as well. Overall, balancing out the inflation rate as well. It's starting to go down, so that's good. So we kind of turning the country around. Things are really starting to get good. It's only a matter of time, though, before we, maybe tick off World War III. Who knows? I kind of want to still incorporate South Korea, so it's something in the back of my mind. But with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.